Okay, so today we're going to take a look at Beast Wars Iguanus. And here he is in his Iguana Mode, which is more of a frilled lizard, not an iguana. In case anybody wanted to know that. Iguanas don't have the big frills, but whatever. And he's a retool of the... Well, actually, I think he was the original. But the Megatron in the Beast Wars, the original one, which was a little green alligator, I believe he was the retool. Because he has a place in the back of his head for the frill to screw onto. So... But yeah, here he is in his Iguana Mode. His mouth opens and closes. Shoulders on a ball joint. Elbows on a ball joint. And a little bit of a foot pivot there. And this foot can kind of move in and out a little bit. All in all, he's got this really nice molded in scales. Feels real nice. Now, this tail, at one point I lost the tail to him. And at Big Lots they had a knockoff of him, and the whole toy was crap. But the tail actually is still, it's a pretty solid tail, which is the gun. It works perfectly fine. You can see it's a little bowed out because it is a knockoff, but it's holding up really nicely, and you can barely tell. So to transform him, first thing you want to do is pull the tail up, and there you go. You can just take the tail off now. Set that to the side. Fold the arms down, like so. And fold down the feet. And then you can fold these back, like so. And there we have Iguanus in robot mode. And, in case you guys didn't notice, he's missing an eye. Back, because I've had this guy since he came out. And, we used to, me and my little brother, we used to always find it amusing that if you push on the eyes, here, let me show you. If you push on the old Beast Wars eyes, you can actually pull the whole eye assembly out, like so. And we used to do this all the time, and then one time when we did it, we accidentally popped his eye off. And just ever since then, we kind of went with it. And it's actually amusing because the Transmetal 2 Iguanus is missing an eye in robot mode. And that's just how he was designed. So it's kind of cool. He's a Predacon. Somewhere he had a rub signal. I think. Didn't he? I just don't know where it was. Huh. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I thought he had a rub signal somewhere. It's probably come off long ago. Anyway, take his gun here and you just fold it around. Forms a pretty big blaster. It just plugs into his hand like so. So, and for size comparison, here he's next to the Seeger mold. So he comes up about mid-chest. So he's a pretty good size for nowadays we would call Scout. Back then it was just the basics. Here he's next to the Legends Bumblebee, so he's about a head taller than him. So posability, his head is on a ball joint. The way it's cut, though, it has a tendency of wanting to fold down, so just kind of be wary of that. Shoulder is on a ball joint, good range of motion there. Elbows on a ball joint, good range of motion there. Hand is on a hinge for transformation, but you can do things like, bend his hand. I don't know. I don't know what I was going at with there. Nothing at the waist. Hips are on ball joints, knees on ball joints, and foot is on a hinge. So, All in all, I'm gonna give this guy I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. He's a pretty solid little guy. Yeah, he could have been designed a little bit better by not having the spring gimmick, but it actually kind of works for him. And yeah, I mean, I would give him a higher score if he was a more recent one with more detail. He's got some pretty good detail going as it is, but nowadays he could have been a little bit better. But I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great figure. I do recommend picking him up. If you're a fan of the Beast Wars at all, get him. By all means, don't just get him to complete a collection. I would say he is a great figure. No questions asked. He's one of my personal favorites from that line. From the basics, anyway. But yeah, there is Beast Wars Iguanus. Question of the day goes into the eye. I want to hear if do you guys have amusing stories like that from when you're a kid with Transformers, where you lost something so weird off a figure, like, I lost his eye, or did you break one of Optimus Prime's window shields? Something like that. I want to hear, not an accessory. Everyone lost Optimus Prime's hands. Everyone lost Starscream's missiles. I want to know if you lost an eye. I mean, how do you lose an eye? So yeah, that's my question of the day. Beast Wars Iguanus, pretty cool. Let me reach in the random box here, and next up we'll be looking at Universe Ratchet.